Have you ever wondered how the first car looked like or how it ran? The dawn of automobiles was marked by an invention that would forever change the course of human transportation. It was the year 1886 when Carl Benz, a German engineer, unveiled a creation that was unlike anything the world had seen before. His invention was the Benz patent motor wagon, the very first gasoline-powered automobile. A far cry from the modern vehicles we know today, this pioneering contraption stood out with its three wheels, resembling more of a tricycle than what we'd typically picture as a car. Yet, it was not just the three-wheel design that set the motor wagon apart. Under the hood, or rather, exposed at the rear of the vehicle, was a single-cylinder two-stroke engine. This engine, while modest by today's standards, was a marvel of its time. It was capable of propelling the motor wagon at a top speed of 10 miles per hour, a feat that was nothing short of revolutionary in an era when horse-drawn carriages were the standard mode of transport. But one of the most significant aspects of Benz's invention was its fuel source. The motor wagon ran on petrol, a choice that would set the standard for the vast majority of vehicles to come. This was a crucial development, as it marked the first time a vehicle had been powered by a controlled internal combustion engine. It was a revolutionary concept, one that would pave the way for the future of the automobile industry. From the humble beginnings of the Benz patent motor wagon, a path was forged for the evolution of automobiles. This three-wheeled, petrol-powered prototype served as a catalyst, sparking a chain of events that would lead to the development of faster, more efficient, and increasingly sophisticated vehicles. With the birth of the first car, the automotive industry was set on a course of rapid evolution. And so, with every subsequent innovation, we move further down this path, driven by the same spirit of invention that fueled Carl Benz's groundbreaking creation. Did you know that the first mass-produced car was not a Benz, but a Ford? In the early days of the automobile industry, it was a man named Henry Ford who truly revolutionized the game. In the year of 1908, Ford introduced the world to the Model T, a vehicle that was about to change the course of history. At the time, automobiles were considered luxury items, only affordable for the wealthy. But Henry Ford had a vision. He saw a world where the automobile was within reach for the average person, and he made this vision a reality with the Model T. You see, the Model T wasn't just any car. It was a car designed for the masses. Simple, reliable, and above all, affordable. It was a car that promised freedom and independence, a car that could take you places. But the real revolution was not just in the car itself, but in how it was produced. Ford introduced the assembly line production method, a process that allowed for more efficient manufacturing. Instead of one worker building a car from start to finish, each worker was responsible for a specific part of the process. This method drastically reduced the time it took to build a car, which in turn reduced the cost. Suddenly, owning a car wasn't just a dream for the middle class, it was a reality. The Ford Model T, affectionately known as the Tin Lizzie, became a symbol of affordable transportation for the average American. It led to a surge in car ownership, and with it, a change in the American way of life. People were no longer bound by the limitations of distance. They could travel further and faster than ever before. The Model T opened up new opportunities, new possibilities. It changed the way people worked, lived, and played. The Ford Revolution was more than just a technological breakthrough. It was a social and economic transformation. It paved the way for the modern automobile industry, setting the standard for mass production and affordability. The Model T changed not just the automotive industry, but the American way of life. What do you think sparked the evolution from practical transportation to luxury and sports cars? The mid-20th century was a turning point in the automobile industry. It was during this period that the world saw a shift from viewing cars merely as practical means of transportation to symbols of wealth, comfort, and speed. The emergence of luxury car brands, such as Rolls-Royce, marked a significant shift in the automobile industry. These brands brought an unparalleled level of comfort, refinement, and elegance to the driving experience. They were not merely cars, but rather, they were moving works of art, painstakingly crafted, and built to the highest standards. A ride in a Rolls-Royce was not just a journey from one place to another, it was an indulgence, a statement of status and wealth. On the other hand, the mid-20th century also saw the rise of sports car brands like Ferrari. Unlike their luxury counterparts, sports cars focused less on comfort and more on performance and speed. They were sleek, aerodynamic, and built to thrill. The roar of their engines, The feel of their acceleration and the thrill of their speed were intoxicating. Owning a sports car was not just about getting to your destination quickly, it was about the adrenaline rush, the exhilaration of pushing the boundaries of speed and performance. These brands catered to a different market, a market that sought more than just practical transportation. They sought an experience, a thrill, a statement. These cars were more than just machines, they were a lifestyle, a passion, a dream. They symbolized the pinnacle of automotive engineering and design, combining speed, performance, comfort, and style in a way that had never been seen before. The emergence of luxury and sports cars showed that automobiles were not just about getting from point A to B, but also about experiencing the thrill of the drive. Can you imagine a world where cars run on electricity instead of petrol? It may seem like a concept straight out of a science fiction novel, but electric cars have been a reality for quite some time now, and they're growing more popular with each passing day. The story of electric cars begins in the late 19th century. Yes, you heard it right. The first practical electric vehicles were created during this time, a period when the world was still very much in the grip of the Industrial Revolution. These early models were simple, powered by rechargeable batteries that drove small electric motors. Although they lacked the speed and range of today's electric cars, they were a significant first step in the evolution of electric vehicles. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the landscape of electric cars has changed dramatically. Companies like Tesla have pushed the boundaries of what's possible with electric vehicles. Sleek, powerful, and incredibly efficient, these modern electric cars are a far cry from their 19th century predecessors. They can travel hundreds of miles on a single charge, reach speeds that rival those of petrol-powered cars, and produce zero emissions. But why the sudden surge in the popularity of electric cars? The answer lies in our growing need for sustainable transport options. As the world grapples with the effects of climate change, there's a pressing need to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. Electric cars offer a viable solution. They run on electricity, a renewable resource, and produce no harmful emissions, making them an environmentally friendly alternative to traditional petrol-powered cars. Today, electric cars are no longer a novelty. They're a common sight on roads around the world, and their numbers are only set to increase in the coming years. Governments are offering incentives to encourage people to switch to electric vehicles, and car manufacturers are investing heavily in the development of new and improved electric models. As we move towards a more sustainable future, electric cars are set to play a pivotal role in the automotive industry. This isn't just a prediction, it's a reality that's unfolding right before our eyes. And if current trends continue, it won't be long before electric cars become the norm rather than the exception. Scene script. Where do you see the future of automobiles heading? A tantalizing question that stirs the imagination and sparks visions of futuristic landscapes filled with flying cars, self-driving vehicles, and hydrogen-powered machines. The automobile industry is on the cusp of a revolution, driven by advancements in technology and a global shift towards sustainability. As we look to the future, a few key trends are beginning to emerge that promise to redefine the way we drive and commute. Firstly, let's talk about self-driving cars. Once the stuff of science fiction, autonomous vehicles are now a reality. Thanks to breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and machine learning, these smart vehicles are capable of sensing their environment and moving safely with little or no human input. Imagine a world where traffic accidents are drastically reduced, and your daily commute becomes a time for relaxation or productivity, rather than stress and frustration. Next up, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. As we strive to reduce our carbon footprint, hydrogen presents a promising alternative to fossil fuels. These vehicles use hydrogen gas to power an electric motor, emitting only water vapor and warm air in the process. While there are still challenges to overcome, like the production and storage of hydrogen, this technology holds the potential to revolutionize the industry and pave the way for a greener future. And finally, flying cars. Yes, you heard that right. Companies around the globe are already testing prototypes, and while we may not see these soaring through the skies tomorrow, they represent an exciting glimpse into a possible future of personal transportation. From Carl Benz's three-wheeler to autonomous vehicles, the evolution of automobiles has been a testament to human ingenuity and innovation. As we move forward, who knows what the future holds for us? The road ahead is certainly filled with exciting possibilities. As we continue to push the boundaries of technology and sustainability, one thing is for sure: The future of automobiles is a journey that's just getting started.